Hi everybody, this is Tina with Rehatch Designs. Hope everybody is doing well. I am here with a video that's kind of been requested. I had done a video not too long ago where I made my rusty things, and the stuff that was left over, the rusty water, I said don't get rid of it because there's lots you can do with it, and I never really told anybody what you could do with it. So I'm here kind of to show you a few things that you can do. The other day I did a video on making stains, and if you saw that video I showed you how to make different types of stains, and one of them we used rusty water. I went ahead and put it in this little jar. So basically there's no really secret sauce. It is just, I guess I'll show you real quick. This is just like, for instance, this little paper bag. It is, all it is clear, I don't know if I need a brush that big, but oh well. Let me see if I can find one smaller. Oh, here we go. Here we go, get a couple of them down. I just mix glue and the clear glue, not the white glue, and the rust water, and get it to, you know, a pretty thin consistency, probably 50% water, and it makes like a stain. It's rust colored, so it's kind of cool. I like adding this to stuff that's been coffee dyed, like that if you want to make it kind of grungy, because it's the combination of the two, of the coffee dye, you know, that you've already coffee dyed, and this is really cool. But anyway, that is one thing you can do, and you just use regular, it's clear glue, not the white glue, but Elmer's has a clear school glue, and it's very inexpensive. You can buy it at the dollar store, and usually, I mean, but the point is that you can make a really cool sealer that will give you that rusted look, like a patina, you know, with just using your rust water and plain old clear glue. So that is one thing. We already kind of went over that, but you may not have seen that, so I thought I'd show you that. I'm going to put this up here to dry. One thing that you can do, and I had talked about this, but I didn't actually do it. Let me see here. You can take that rusty sealer that we made, and this is just the clear glue and my rusty water. This is what's left over from the rust when we rust things. And you can take a little bit of just ground cinnamon and put that in there, which I'm going to do right now, and I'll show you. Probably have to dump all of this in there. I'm going to put all of it in there, because if you've ever done the rusty water thing, you'll see when you rust things, you'll have all these little rust particles, you know, kind of at the end, and it'll be in there. I'm going to mix that up. Tell you one thing it does though is you're just the rusty water, because it's vinegar in there, it does have a kind of a yucky smell, so the cinnamon definitely takes care of that. But I'm making this rather thick, okay? You could definitely thin it down if you wanted to, add more water to it or do whatever. But See how we did that bag like that? What this does is this adds a texture, and it really does look like rust. I mean, partly because you've got that rusty water in there, you know, and it really does add this really cool texture. And you think, well, that's going to get everywhere. Well, no, not really, because I did a little of it and I didn't put as much in it. But just to show you, on this bag, this was a coffee dyed little envelope, and I added it to this, and it doesn't come off at all. I mean, it is on there. That's not coming off. So that is a cool thing to do, and I actually like this better because I think it's a little bit more texture to it. It's a lot thicker than the last little bit. I just tried a little bit earlier and I didn't add nearly as much cinnamon to it. But I mean, you could really make a cool, look at that. See how that looks? Think about so many things that you could add that to, right? If you're trying to do something grungy. So anyway, that is just something to think about. I really love that. So anyway, that is something that you can do with your rust water. Okay. Let me move that aside. I'll let you see if they look like dry later, but I'm telling you, the stuff doesn't come off. I wanted to show you how it looks dry because it doesn't come off, which I kind of thought maybe it would. The other thing that I like to do is when you're doing that, save your wipes and stuff when you're cleaning up, because you can tear off pieces of that, and they really are really fun to use when you're making kind of grungy things. But you can definitely paint them, like, you know, save them. Oh, I just made a mess, but anyway, that's okay because we're going to wipe it up with this anyway, right? But you can just take it and paint your, you know, this a little bit more if you want to. You know, use them to wipe up or whatever, but then paint it a little bit more, and then later you can tear these because of the fibers in it, and it turns out really cool. So this really works great for making grungy things with, you know, grungy fibers because of the way that it shreds. Put that in there, you know, and you could just, actually the best thing probably would be just to go like that, because then it'll kind of not have any lines in it. Yeah, see that? Anyway, so then when this dries and you tear that apart, you know, you'll have all these really cool fibers. Okay, so put that over there. The other thing is you can easily dye your whatever it is you know, your material. This is a duck cloth, and I'm going to put this on and then kind of spray some water on it too. Of course, you can do it controlled. You can put it, you know, you can take your little rusty bits and put them in there and then wrap it all up, but you will get a different look with this. And what's fun is you can take this and then mix it with like a coffee dyeing, and I like to mix them to give it a really grungy look. There's really, you can't, I don't know if there's anything out there that duplicates the rust look, you know. So I don't know if there's anything that is quite the same. And I don't know, probably would have put more on the edges. But you get my idea there. And then let's say I've got some coffee dyed. This is just plain old instant coffee mixed with water. That's it. That's all it is. And you can take that and put it in there, and it makes a really, really cool, you know. And I like to just kind of mix it up a little bit, and just to have some contrast in there. You know, I don't know if you can tell too much, but there's a difference in the color, and it's just fun. You know, you may not want to do yours quite as much, but anyway, that makes a really, really fun looking, grungy looking thing that you could tear up using pieces. You could add other things to this and make it a cover. I think maybe it needs a little bit more rusty stuff in it. You know, I mean, I don't know, guys. It's just, it's really a fun way to make it look a little different other than just using stains. And the other thing too is that if you just use like distress stains and things, and you're trying to use cover a lot of ground, it can be really expensive. So you can do that. Okay. Now we will let that dry, and it will be wonderful. Okay, so now certainly you could do a lot less than that and not have as much color as this, but I hope you can see the contrast. And all that is just, you know, instant coffee and that. If you look at the other side, we didn't do anything there yet, but you could just do it a lot less on that side and just do, let me see if I do this, what it'll happen. It'll kind of make it a little imprint. But I think this is cool. Okay, so I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. So, I mean, I just think it's really neat. So I'm going to put that aside. The other thing that you can do with that, let me wipe this up a little bit because it's getting a little bit too wet. This is just a cotton lace here, and I'm just going to take some of it and put some on there. And if you're doing grunge, you'll totally get this because it adds a whole nother dimension. I'll put that aside. I'm going to try it on the synthetic. Okay. I don't know, it may work. I don't know why it wouldn't, because your coffee staining works. So, oh yeah, it does work. So this is just a new lace. It's not vintage or anything. And I like it that it doesn't take perfectly. And let's do this a little bit more. I'm going to move this around in here. Usually on your cottons you have to wet it more before you do it, but they always take, so I'm going to just put more on here. Again, you could mix this with the coffee to get a more mottled look. But see that? There you can do your laces, your trims, everything. Move that in there. I usually like to go like this because then that way it gets in there good. And that is a completely different look than like coffee dyeing, okay? So I'm going to dry these, and I'm going to come right back and I'm going to show you what they look like. I just want to show you one more thing. This is just a bag that I coffee dyed, and I just want to show you, if you do this lightly on here, get this all over here. And a little bit more down here. And then go in and then take some coffee dye and mix with it. You know, it really, I don't know, it just has a really cool effect to it. It has a, I don't know, kind of, when it dries, they kind of just blend together a little bit, and I think it just looks really cool. Oh, there's like a little tag in there. Let me move that out of there. So I want you to see that, because I mean, this was just white beforehand. So, you know, it just, I don't know. I just like the two mixed together. I think if you're trying to do grungy, it works really, really well. So, anyway, I'm going to dry these and I'll come right back and then I'm going to show you. I'm trying to remember if I had anything else. Oh, just like this piece of paper. Okay, so see how grungy that is? And that is just coffee dyed. It has kind of a grayish color to it. Let me do it on that. That way you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Because I don't know if you can really see on that one because it wasn't as grungy. I just want you to see what it looks like when you add the coffee dye to that. It's a really cool effect. You know, if you see like this tag here, this sepia tone, that is kind of the color that it is. So I think I did it. It just really gives everything, let me show you, it really just gives everything almost that sepia tone color. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at here. It's really a fun way to add color that's on the grungy side, you know. So anyway, let me dry these and I will show you what it looks like and I'll be right back. Okay everybody, so this is all the fun things you can do, and I'm sure there's way more that I haven't thought of. This is just the rust water, and this is the before, this is the after, and you can see that cool patina that it gives it, and that is just straight the water. It has nothing else in it. That's just straight from the rust jar. I haven't done anything to it, watered it down, done anything. This is our little wipe that we had, and it has all kinds of stuff on it, but the cool thing is that your wipes have all these fibers in it, and then when you pull them apart, okay, if you want to like add that to something or whatever, you get all these really cool fibers that you could add. So that's fun. Here is our cotton lace that we put in there, and that is a very unique color, I think. That I don't think you can't get that with coffee dye. I don't know any other dye out there that would give you that. Okay, here is the synthetic, and it just made it a, you know, it's not as concentrated, but you can definitely see that would be cool in a grungy journal. Now here's that bag. This is what it looked like before, pretty much. It's the other side of it, and then this is the side, and this is where we mixed it with coffee dye and just, you know, plain instant coffee and water, and then the rust. And I just love the mix when they mix together. I just think they look really cool. This is with the cinnamon. Now this is with the glue and the rust water mixed together, the clear glue. And this is what I did yesterday, you know, and I'm telling you, it's not coming off. None of it is. But this is when I did a light wash with it, and then this is a lot darker. So if you can get as grungy, you know, as you want, if you want to do it on a lot thicker, it definitely has that rusty metal look to it. That'd be so cool. So I mean, I can think of a lot of things you could do with that. Here is just the very kind of grungy Orty coffee dyed piece, and all I did is Orty coffee dyed and dry, and then I just put the rust on top of it. And that's what I'm saying, when you mix the two together, it's really fun. This is just the cinnamon and the stain mixed with the glue. This is the rust with the clear glue, and then the cinnamon on this bag. That's what it looked like before. It was a coffee dyed bag, and I think that is just really cool. And it's, look, it's not coming off at all, at all. So that is definitely glued down. Now this is, I think, amazing. I love this. This is cotton duck cloth, and all I did is I painted on the rust water and coffee dyed, and this is what we came up with, which I think is just, you know, they kind of mesh together a little bit, but I just think that is just perfect for using on a grungy journal. I mean, there's a gazillion things you could use it for, but you know, don't throw it away, because I mean, you really cannot achieve that look with anything else. I don't think. I just don't think you can. Anyway, so hang on to your rust water, and that's why. And this was the tag that I made with just the stain, you know. So anyway, so hang on to your rust water, and there's just a lot of cool things you can do with it. And you know, I don't know, I think it's cool. Some people may not like it, but you probably don't like grungy stuff then. So, but if you like grungy stuff, I know you're gonna like this. All right, you guys take care, and I don't know for sure when I'll be back, so the best thing to do is to subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be notified. I guess I'll see you again soon. Take care.